Hello and welcome back to another episode of Paranormal Teach. Today we have an unexpected addition to our story about our paranormal investigation at the haunted Culver Hotel in Culver City, California. I am back home now with my haunted dolls. I thought this story was over until I got a message from someone on TikTok who just stayed at the Culver Hotel and had an unexplained experience with a ghost cat. She saw that we had caught meowing EVPs on our investigation just last weekend, and she wanted to share more about it. So let's hear from her.
My name is Whitney, and I live in Los Angeles, and I have an Instagram channel called The New Stepford, which is usually just like dumb mom humor. And I've never seen a ghost, and I can't wait to tell you my story because it was so weird, and I'm so happy I found you because I think you're going to validate that I'm not crazy.
What did you experience? And then I can follow it up with what we caught that matches up with what you saw.
Okay. So it happened between 5 and 6 a.m. on Friday morning. I think it was March 29th, 2025.
Okay.
And a friend of mine, we had gotten the hotel because she had moved that morning. And so we needed a place to stay. And she upgraded us to the suite. And usually I'm like, don't spend the money on a suite. But I did move a couch for you. So I'm like, I'll allow it. Let's get the suite. So about 5 in the morning, no, 5 in the morning, I feel this thing walk across my chest. And it wakes me up, Taylor, and I'm going, well, that's weird. And you love paranormal stuff. I love paranormal stuff. My first was like, oh, it's either sleep paralysis or a night terror,
Right.
right? Because your brain's woke up, but your body's still asleep. But I'm like,
Right.
no, that I'm not scared, which usually night terrors are, and I can move my limbs, so I don't think I'm in sleep paralysis. So this thing goes this, and I go, okay, Whitney, take a deep breath. I take a huge breath, and cat hair just fills my nostrils. And I'm like, oh, it's a cat. And then the cat puts its little head right here, right against my face, and it starts purring and then it starts snoring. And I think, well, this is a weird ghost cat. It could be like a demon kitty. I don't want to like pet it. It might chew my face off. Like, I don't know what fugue state I'm in. So I'm just laying there. And after a while, I'm like, I think this is not a dangerous cat. So I start petting the cat and it's purring. And then this woman, Taylor, walks out from the side where that bathroom is,
Yeah.
walks in and starts chatting with me. And she's super friendly and really nice. And I'm not scared at all. And all of a sudden she goes, oh, you found my cat. And so remember that bedroom. She walks
Yeah.
down the end of the bed and she comes around to my side of the bed. And I'm like, no, don't wake up the cat. Like the cat's like, I don't mind at all. It's really sweet. And again, she's just super friendly and nice. And I go, oh, by
And
the
just
way, my
having a full conversation.
full conversation, but I wish I could remember the conversation. All I know is it was very, very friendly. And she was very, very friendly. And I said, oh, by the way, my name's Whitney. And she goes, my name's Johnson. And I couldn't make it out. It was like, or And she goes, it's right there on the form on your bed, that car rental form. What? That's part of the story I can't figure out. But it definitely says Johnson, but I can't make out her first name. But I know it's like an M and an R or an R and M. So I call her Maureen. I think her name's
Okay.
Maureen Johnson. So Maureen and I are chatting, and then two other ladies walk in from the exact same area and they're chatting. And one of them's like 5'2". She's got like a 20s bucket hat, and they're all in like dresses. And her other girl that's with her is about 5'7", and she doesn't say anything. And one point is when Maureen was walking around the foot of the bed. I'm like, who does she remind me of? I go, she reminds me of Maud from the Golden Girls.
Okay.
And I can't remember the name of the actress at the time. Later, I was like, oh, that's B. Arthur. She completely reminded me of B. Arthur. So I actually wake up, and I'm like, that was so weird. Like, I've never had an experience like that in my entire life. So I walk in and it was a suite. So those little double doors that were in there.
Yeah.
So I opened the suite and my best friend's working on her laptop. And I said to her, I said, you are not going to believe. I just had the strangest experience of my life. And she goes, and I tell her the whole story. And she goes, well, this hotel is haunted. And I go,
Very.
how would I go, Bettina, how would I know that? First of all, we no. And I go, is it haunted? She goes, yes, all Los Angeles hotels are haunted. And because I'm a ghost nerd and you're a ghost nerd, I was like, no, no. I mean, is it like haunted on the registry of haunted hotels haunted, or is it just like haunted? And she goes, well, I don't know. So we pull up YouTube and we type in haunted Culver Hotel and we find a video. We're watching it. They're in the same room that you and I were in. They do a whole video with their ghost box. And all of a sudden, the woman goes, my name's Rosemary, the ghost. And I go, that's it. It was Rosemary. It was an R and an M. It was Rosemary Johnson.
Well, that's
And
really
but
interesting because one of the other names, and we had so much footage from that place and we cut some of it out because we just had so much. One of the names that my husband got was Mary. And we like didn't talk to her because we were talking to this one other spirit, Melanie, for like the whole time. Like there's so many spirits in there, and we kind of
yeah,
focused on Melanie because she was like in our room and like really wanted to be our friend basically. But Mary did come up and she was blonde.
yeah, I can't remember if she was blonde or brunette. Oh my God, that's so weird that you had
Yeah,
that.
the other thing that's crazy is the suites are known for being like the most haunted because when we called, we were like, "Hey, we're doing paranormal investigations here. Like, where should we stay?" And they had recommended the suites. They're like the suites, I guess, are the oldest part of the building. Like the suites were there first. The crazy part about the cat thing, okay,
Yeah,
this is
that's when I found your
so
TikTok. And then
weird.
I know.
So weird. So we were on, I don't know what floor your suite was on, but we were on the second floor. Okay, yeah, we stayed on floor 6. So we were on the second floor, like running investigations there. And we had found like in the hallway, kind of behind Harry Culver's office, we had found this like hotspot where we were having our flashlights turning on and off, all of this stuff happening. So I filmed it. I did not hear anything with my ears, neither did my husband while we were filming. We just thought it was cool that we were able to catch like the flashlight and all of the gear going off. So that's why we were filming. And then I get home to edit and I'm going back and over and over and over in this video, I keep getting this EVP, which is like a voice recording. It's something that shows up on a voice recording from a spirit that doesn't show up with your ears, basically. And we kept getting a meowing in as like an EVP on the recording. Like it was to the point where I'm watching this and I'm like, we heard none of this in person, and we kept getting this meowing on the video. So that was really weird. And I was like, I don't know what that would be about. I'm like, is this like a person that's just like messing with us? Or is this like a cat? Like, what is the deal? But I know for sure there was not a live cat because I'm obsessed with cats. And if I saw a living cat, I would have been all over that, like I would have been there for it. But we kept picking up this meowing on recording, and it was very strange. Um, so when we got home, I was showing the video to a bunch of people, sharing it. And my friend, who's a psychic medium, saw the meowing clip. And she goes, I really feel like there is like actually like the spirit of a cat there. And there's also a woman. This is the crazy part to what you're saying. There's also a woman who goes with the cat, like it's like a together thing. There's a woman who goes with the cat. And she sometimes will also make the meowing sound to like get people's attention. Like she'll mimic it. In like a non-harmful way, but just to like lure you in and get your attention. So that's what she felt like I had picked up was like a spirit cat and or this like woman who goes with this cat who also happens to make that noise.
You're making my eyes water. Oh my God.
So definitely validates what you found as well and totally matches up with the experience plus the name um is crazy.
Yeah. Because and a couple things like because she was generally surprised, like, oh, you found my cat. So I think like the cat came first. And that's when I started going down that rabbit hole of like, I'm not like I know I'm in menopause, but am I losing my mind? So when I found your TikTok, And then I heard the meowing. I was like, oh, this is just getting really bizarre. The other thing is, I had no idea this hotel was haunted.
Well, you found out.
And so I think there's something to having such a prescient experience, having no knowledge and going, wait, that was super weird versus thinking it's haunted and going and looking for stuff.
Right, right, absolutely. Because you didn't
I think
expect it at all. You found out later.
I found out later. I was like, what the hell? This. And so when we walked downstairs in the morning to check out, I'm like, I got to tell you guys, there's something. I had the weirdest experience of my life last night. And he just kind of nodded. And I'm like, you've got a
What did they
ghost.
know?
Yeah, he's like, I'm like, you have a ghost cat and 6'10". He goes, oh, well, of all the ghosts, that's a pretty nice ghost to have. Like, he didn't act shocked or anything. He's just
They're
like, oh,
not. They're
yeah.
not. They said they get complaints all the time. I don't know if you experienced this, but we did. There was, we thought it was a person walking up and down the hallway and knocking on all the doors, and then we'd look and there was nobody there. We kept having that experience over and over and over. It was like it was like almost like a housekeeper that like still thinks they're working kind of thing. And she kept knocking on the doors and you'd check and nobody would be there. And we brought it up to the staff and the staff was like, "Oh yeah, people call and complain to the front desk all the time about that. Like that happens daily. They get complaints. Like they're so used to this."
Wow, I kind of want to work there. That is so cool. Yeah, because that's the only reason I found you is because I was like Culver and I came across your TikTok. I'm like, this girl gets it.
I get it. I totally get it. And it's crazy that you got a cat because I got a cat too. And like, my human spirit evidence, I'm like, that's easy for me. I'm like, that's what I do. I'm so used to that. But I was like, what am I supposed to do with this meowing, this loud meowing on my video? I was like, I don't even, people are asking me about it, because of my footage. And I'm like, I can't tell you. I don't know why there's meowing on those videos.
So it's a cat, and apparently it's Rosemary's cat. My brain was, I was cognizant enough to be like, what is happening? This isn't
Yeah.
really a dream. This isn't really awake. I'm not in a sleep paralysis. Like I was having these conversations with myself as it was happening. And like, is it what?
It's amazing. This is crazy. That's why when you found me, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, people are going to want to know about this because everybody wants to know what's going on with this cat. Like, people are so invested in this specific thing. And I thought the story was over. I was like, okay, all the videos are posted. I posted everything. I thought it was over. And then you reached out to me and I was like,
No idea yours was so recent.
oh yeah, it was last weekend. We were there Friday to Sunday.
Oh my God.
So thankful that you wanted to do this and that you were willing to talk to me about it. Sometimes the stars align and you found us and it is crazy that you were just there and that's when we were there too. Like we just missed you by a couple days.
Thank you for doing it and make validating I'm not completely insane.
It seems that we have left the Culver Hotel, but the Culver Hotel clearly has not left us yet. Thank you so much to Whitney for reaching out to us and for sharing this incredible experience. We cannot thank her enough. If you would like to see our full paranormal investigation of the Culver Hotel, be sure to pop over to my channel and subscribe for more paranormal investigations and haunted dolls.